Is the Myrtle Beach trends and outlook forecast for 2021. You guys ready? All right, so with everything going on in the world right now, 2021, is it going to be a boom or is it going to be a bust? Is there going to be a crash? This is what's on everybody's mind. We keep getting asked this question. So in this episode, I'm going to give you full and complete real estate market outlook and the Myrtle Beach outlook for 21, okay? So in case we didn't already know this, there's been major changes. There's going to be radical changes in the future. If you think about the economy, unemployment, the pandemic, the vaccinations, the technology disruptions, changes in technology, as well as relationships. Think about relationships, how they've changed. And all these have also helped and hurt, and there is a mass migration going on as well. So, hi, I'm Jerry with Jerry Pincus Real Estate Experts here in sunny Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And so if you haven't seen us before, we have over 1,000 helpful videos here on YouTube about Myrtle Beach, about secrets of locals, about moving here, about vacationing here, what to look for, what to stay away from, and also about real estate. So we're here to help you avoid the pitfalls that are costly. But before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell because when a new video like this comes out, you'll get alerted and you can keep up to date with the latest information. So if you're ready, just go ahead and give me a thumbs up. So if you saw me on Market Watch or one of the other TV interviews, I talked about Myrtle Beach and the outlook for 21. And on TV, you can only give a couple minute video. So in this episode, I'm going to go pretty deep, if that's okay. All right. So recently, Coastal Carolinas has seen a huge influx of people relocating here from other areas, okay, big cities, as well as states in the Northeast and as well as West. People are migrating here from a lot of places that we have not seen before. So the Myrtle Beach area, let me just give you the overview of what we're talking about here, okay? So Myrtle Beach area, we're talking about covering from the North Carolina border all the way Cherry Grove, Windy Hill, Main Street section, down all the way down to Myrtle Beach, and then go down to Garden City, Surfside Beach, Murrells Inlet, Pawleys Island, even parts of Georgetown. Then when we go further inland, we have Conway, Longs, Loris, and Little River. So, when we combine this whole area that we're talking about, it's 65 miles of beach line, the coastal Carolinas in state of South Carolina, and it's known as the Grand Strand. So that kind of gives you some geography. But 2020 was a crazy year of uncertainty, wouldn't you agree? But in the world, it really has set us up for some things that are very interesting. So if you watch this in entirely until its end, there's a lot of golden nuggets in here. So I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, okay? So let's go ahead and dive right in. There's going to be a huge gap in between those who thrive in this economy and those that are trying to survive. And what I'm saying in this video may shock you. It may surprise you. But you need to position yourself to take full advantage of these opportunities, that are headed our future. This is, things that you may not hear or see that are going to be happening or coming into the future here. So initially, when we went on shutdown here, like a lot of places, people quickly found out where they lived may not necessarily be where they want to live. So there was a huge underground change, and it's things that you may not even hear about, what's really going on. So first off, let's start with the bad and the ugly, okay? Thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. So inventory. Oh my gosh, real estate inventory. I think everybody knows this, that nationally, real estate inventory is lean. Things are selling fast. Prices are increasing. But who would think that you could have a pandemic and the real estate world would suddenly, everybody wants to move and real estate world would suddenly just keep on going? It just doesn't make much sense, right? So we've seen prices increase. And unfortunately, we've had people who have the market's been moving, and some of those are left out of the market. Let me give you some examples of this. We had a couple in, and this was their dream to move to Myrtle Beach, and suddenly they were retired, so they decided to move. The problem is that the amount of money that they had when they sold their house where they were, was a certain amount, and it's not changing. And where we are here, our prices have gone up. So when they're looking at houses which they thought they were looking at, availability in that price range was slim. So they almost had to take it up to the next notch. Some people were left out. I'm just being upfront with you. That's the bad and the ugly. The demand we had in 1 week period of time, there was a new development that we had. The whole entire street was full of brand new houses. The whole entire street and development sold out in 1 week. We sold a multitude of those new homes, my team. So what does this mean? People were moving all of a sudden here, but then there is no inventory. There's no spec houses. There's no new homes to move into. So, it kind of, from a demand standpoint, took away that inventory that was there that we normally have. So also lumber costs. I don't know if you know this. You used to be able to go into a Lowe's or Home Depot and buy a 2x4 for $1. Now it's $6. If you look at that, the lumber costs have gone up. So just think about the amount of lumber that's in a house, or any kind of construction materials have gone up. Next big thing is forbearance. Okay, so a lot of people, you've got people who weren't able to pay because their jobs were disrupted, changed, fired, laid off, or they had to go into a different industry, or they had to move to a different place. So we have that whole thing, and the job situation has changed. People are working from home. They may be working less hours. There's a lot of things that have disrupted from that standpoint. Something else that is interesting, and I just want to bring this up, is timeshare. So a lot of you guys, if you knew how many people called into our office about timeshare, trying to sell a timeshare, that would tell you the exact value of what a timeshare is, okay? When the economy shifts and people want to get rid of things, people won't give you any money for that. That's why you see these commercials for get out of your timeshare, guys. So if you're trying to make a smart move, your timeshare, and you get a title to it, try to get rid of it. I mean, again, that's the value. Now, buy a piece of real estate, guess what? People will pay for real estate because, you can live there. Time, you just have time. People are also moving away from high taxed areas, okay? So I think that, people are trying to keep their overhead low. They're trying to live a comfortable lifestyle, but there's a point where you get taxed too much. And if you watch some of my other episodes, I've had several of those in these videos that are helpful with that, and actual conversations from clients, and they tell you what they heard and see, and you can understand that. So watch some of those other videos in our system here. So the other thing is an obsolete location. Now think about this. What about a big unnecessary office building? Okay, so a lot of these retail places are not going to be the big thing. Everybody's buying online now. So this is a big shift, a huge, massive shift. So the other thing is the massive shift of where people live, okay? And this is the story you probably aren't hearing that much about, but, people are working from home. People are trying to get out of congested areas. Some people have realized they wanted a resort lifestyle, or some people have actually even had, a layoff. So their lifestyle completely changes. Now here, let's talk about the good. Some of that was all negative, right? People like to hear the negative because negative sells, right? But here's the facts. Now here's the good. On the same hand, there has been a massive shift in people in the way they live. They are working from home. They're maybe in a congested area or getting away, and realize that maybe they had an early retirement. So that's the good and the bad, honestly. But when you look at interest rates, and just like, for instance, if you were taking a mortgage, some people are paying cash when they buy real estate, wherever it is. But, not everybody can do that. So if you take a mortgage, if you look at what you can buy right now, I mean, interest rates are at the lowest they have been in a long time, okay? It's probably the lowest ever. And you keep on hearing about this, but, you take your buying what did it used to cost you to hold, per $100,000 worth of mortgage, and now what does that cost? It's a lot less. So, clients have been paying cash. Honestly, people have been taking a little bit of money off the top. They've been taking money from the stock market if they had it invested, and it went up, and they took a little bit out, and they're diversifying. They don't want to have all their eggs in one basket. You've heard that before, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So if you like this so far, give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and make a comment below. So retirement. Let's talk about retirement. People's primary residence, the way you live, maybe it's I don't want steps anymore. Maybe I want to downsize. Maybe I want to have a little bit of a less yard to maintain. Maybe I want a view. Maybe I want to be a little further away. There's a lot of things that change, your needs and wants, where you don't have to work so far, where you commute to a job. A lot of things change when you think about your primary residence, and you're making life changes as well. So these are things to think about. Storage, things that you may not need anymore. On the other hand, the second home idea has come about really pretty strong. People are looking for a getaway, right? These are things that are changed, and I don't think they're going to go back to old times. People are looking to get away. Okay, so they probably won't be traveling as much as they once were. Okay, like for instance, you may enjoy an income-producing property and use it a little bit yourself, that kind of an idea. Or maybe you're looking for the income in your retirement, so you have to have some additional supplemental income, and that's another thing. Also, a trend that's happening, the outlook, people are moving to low-tax areas. They've kind of put their time in, they've worked, and they're getting away from that. They just want to get away from the high-tax areas. We're seeing a huge migration here to South Carolina. Huge migration. Matter of fact, we're the second fastest growing metro area in 2020 early. And I don't know what the statistics are today because we haven't seen any, but as far as where people are migrating from and where they're going to. So also the trend that you're seeing is, people are moving to a place that has more year-round steady climate. Not too hot in the summer. Not too cold in the winter, but still a little change of season. So it's just more moderate temperatures, and we have that here, obviously. So we here are in our growth mode. Believe it or not, we still have land available. I mean, if you wanted to, tell me about many places, but you could buy an oceanfront lot right now. You still can do that. In a lot of places, beach towns especially, you can't do that. And the closer you are to the beach, we know that obviously land values go up. The further you are from the beach, it's just common sense, right? But we still have land, we still have oceanfront lots, we still have lots of geography, we still have lots of area that's going to be future developments. Our infrastructure is in place. We know where roads are. They've built, they're smart. We've got a 10-year plan here, so we know where things are going to get developed, which is nice. A lot of places you go, they just start building roads, right? And then there's a congestion area or something like that. So at least we have this plan for this growth. It also has the intercoastal waterway here. And then when you go further inland, there's even more land. We go, Conway, Loris, and Longs. And, if you have questions about these answers, like these people do, you got people that'll, Kathy's going to pick that up at the reception desk. But anyway, when you guys come in, you'll meet Kathy. But anyway, so if you have questions, pick up the phone, because I know this is, you guys have questions. This is what we do. My team does it every single day. We're just helping people avoid the pitfalls that are costly. And you've seen these videos, you know that. So here's the thing that is a little bit confusing, though. We literally have thousands of neighborhoods, communities, complexes, buildings to consider. Okay, so when you go on the internet's a great tool. It's going to get you started, and you've heard me say this as well, but it just doesn't answer all the questions. So there's a lot of things out there. If you're looking at new construction, literally hundreds and hundreds of new developments, properties to be in. Some of them are just dirt right now, and they're not even on the internet. Now we can talk to you about that and what's coming, and you can buy in and get in early. Whereas, like I told you, that other neighborhood, that was sold out in a week. So, if you pick up the phone, if you're interested. But I want to make sure that you want to make a smart move when you move, right? But when you decide to move, just make sure that you're getting educated, that you're getting all of the information, not just part of it, not a sales pitch, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because that's what we want to tell you. And there's a lot here to see and do. Yes, we're a tourist area. Yes, the revenue comes in from tourism, which is nice for locals because it pays for a lot of the infrastructure. It pays for a lot of locals, and also, you get to use it yourself when you're here as a full-time resident, or if you're a vacationer and you have a second home. There's lots to do. Live theater, 85 golf courses, 1,700 restaurants. There were before pandemic. I don't know what we're going to end up with, but there's just a lot of things to do here. So it is one of the least expensive places, and if you guys have shopped, you'd know this. You look for oceanfront property, anything, tell somebody what you pay here for oceanfront property, an oceanfront condo, they would say you're crazy. But we're the lowest in the nation, guys, lowest in the nation. So we're on the map, though. We're on the radar, and we're, like I told you, one of the fastest growing metro areas, but there is a huge pent-up demand. So this is what I'm saying, the outlook. When all this is over, and is it really going to be over, people are going to travel in a massive way because there's a pent-up demand for this. When the pandemic is over, there's going to be a huge shift in our habits. We may not be going on a cruise, right? You may not be getting on a flight, even though you can. But, a lot of people will jump in the car and they'll drive. And that's another good thing is we're very close to a lot of metro cities, a lot of cities. You can drive from here all the way up into the Northeast states within a day. And you can't do that in Florida. If you're up in the Northeast states and you try to go to Florida, you got to break it up. So from big cities, we're a good central location. Whether the economy is up or whether the economy is down, I do want to mention this because this is an important thing. People ask about where the deals are, where's the best sweet spot, and that sort of thing. The crappy properties, guys, have always been the crappy properties. 10 years ago, they were crappy. Today, they're crappy. The best properties, guess what? They're still the best properties. It's where people want to be. Okay, so the deal of the decade, when you see a lot of them for sale in one area or something like that, usually that's a clue when there's something going on. On the other hand, we have other places where if you're looking on the internet, there's nothing. You don't even see it. It doesn't even come up. Yet, these are what they call pocket listings. So I hope this helps, because if it does, just let me know, because I might be rambling on here. I'm trying to give you as much information about what we're going to be seeing here in this year. So, a lot of people have decided to make this change of lifestyle. A lot of people are looking towards the beach. I mean, what's on the cover of every retirement brochure? It's usually the beach or water or ocean or something like that. So it's kind of like built in that people got to go, right? So the lure of the beach and ocean is not going away. It's only gotten stronger with everything else that's going on here. People have got to go away. And Myrtle Beach ranks really high on a lot of, and South Carolina for that matter, on a lot of retirement lists. So if you pick up these retirement magazines, or if you look at these, where they grade things, we come up on these lists over and over again. And it's partly because, again, mild year-round temperatures, low taxes, a great lifestyle, a low cost of living. We have awesome health care here. We've got 5 awesome hospitals, and close to the major cities, as I mentioned. Investors, for that matter, have found good, steady income on rental properties, and people are always looking for that. Others who work from home, they'd rather live near the beach. Why wouldn't you? If you could live anywhere and you're working from home. But this has made huge changes in migration that are going to affect 2021 and way beyond. So this isn't just a this year thing. So for those fortunate property owners who do own property or live where everybody wants to be, or you could have the opposite, where those property owners are in an obsolete location, it will affect future property values. And, where is upside potential? You got to consider this. Consider everything. One of the hottest markets for 2021 look to be coastal type properties, near or around, or it's about the lifestyle and everything else that we just talked about. So, we've had that strong buyer activity, and that is going to continue. We still see that. All future forecasts continued strong buyer activity in the Myrtle Beach area. But here's the problem with that is that buyers are going to face increasing competition. So, I'm not saying that you may not even see that property because there aren't that many available, or if you do, you're going to get into a situation where it goes quickly, or you'll be involved with someone else trying to get that same property. We're running into that now, and I only see that increasing here in the future. You may have to act quicker. That's basically the long and short of it. If you want to snag the deal, if you want to snag your dream home, you may have to act a little quicker and make sure that you've got your pre-approval letter. You've seen these in these other videos, or how to win an offer. They're in these videos as well. So here's the deal. If you like this video, share it with somebody who can use it. I'm doing these videos for you. Just want you to avoid the pitfalls that are costly. My team does this every single day. They're in and out of these properties. I have a listing team and I have a buyer's agent team. The buyer's agents only work with buyers in their best interest. The listing agents only work with people who are selling properties. So we don't have the traditional brokerage like a lot of places do, where they're working at every side of the table. We specifically are going to work for whoever our client is. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, hope you have a fantastic day. It's Jerry with Jerry Pincus Real Estate Experts here. Give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel. Watch some of these other videos. They're here to help you. There's a whole library of things that are subjects that you probably have interest in, or questions that you may have been thinking about but didn't want to learn more about. So go ahead and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next episode. Hope you're having a fantastic day, guys. Take care.